What's up, everyone, and welcome to episode number 62 of Project XTalk, an Xbox podcast. Remember, if you like Xbox and games in general, make sure to join us live every Thursday here on YouTube. If you can't catch us live, we post every Friday morning on your favorite podcast service. And if you could, please head over, drop us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts. It really does help us grow. It'll help us bring you a better show, more listeners, more engagement, more people watching live, hopefully. I'm your host, Kevin, aka the Muffin Man, and I welcome back this week the human alpaca himself, Tom. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. We had a pretty hectic last week. What is it? A 3-hour endurance podcast.
3.5 hours.
So yeah, let's I'm excited to, slim that down again.
Absolutely. Aman is not here. He was busy watching Liverpool thrash Newcastle, but we do have the voice from the void himself, the double A man. I'm bringing it back. Garrett, how you doing? I'm bringing it back.
On weekends, you should be like a ring announcer. That's good. You got a good role to it, but I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I feel like more of a guest role these days.
Well, thanks for showing up. We got to have some panelists who show up and don't bother watching Alexander Arnold banging goals.
Service industry life.
Well, guys, before we get to our first, our main what you playing segment, I got a question, because Xbox put out the Power On, the Story of Xbox documentary on Monday. 6 episodes available on YouTube now. Did anyone watch this?
I have not watched it yet, but it's definitely going to be something I do watch. I watch video game docs all the time, so I'm super interested in this.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably give it a watch maybe at some point this weekend, watch a couple episodes.
They're about 45 minutes each.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I was going to wait till they all came out to binge it because I thought they're
all out.
Oh, they are all out. I thought it was 8 segments.
Nah, 6. All 6 episodes are out.
All right. Well, then, yeah. I'll probably start watching it and have something to say on it next week.
Yeah. Well, I watched all of them in one sitting. They're very enjoyable. There it goes, get some information about stuff that you didn't know. Like, did you know Xbox turned down the chance to have Grand Theft Auto 3?
Yep.
They literally got pitched Grand Theft Auto 3 and were like, nah, we don't think that's going to be good.
By Rockstar himself?
Yeah. Because they were showing them hey, listen, we've made Grand Theft Auto, and they were showing the 2D version. They were like, we want to translate this to 3D, and they were like, nah, we don't think that's going to translate. So they passed on Grand Theft Auto 3, and then they went over to PlayStation, and obviously we know how that went.
Yeah.
So early days, it gives you a little. They got some people coming back doing interviews. Donnie himself, Don Matrix, first interview, I believe, since he left Xbox.
Oh, TV. I love TV.
Oh, you're going to love the 5th episode, I think.
I think I read an interview on that. I know a little bit about that part, and that he's a different person. I'll put it that way.
It's a very good watch. It's enjoyable. The 45 minutes fly by, especially if you do enjoy, the behind the scenes stuff in the games industry. So everyone, please go check that out. If you haven't, it's a good time. But as we do every week here on Project XTalk, we start by going around the room and asking one simple question. And that question is, what you playing? So Garrett, I'm going to start with you this week. What you been playing?
So I finished off Halo Infinite. It's amazing. But I'm guessing we'll get to that later. Other than that,
no, you can do it right now. We can talk about Halo.
Okay, that game is so much fun, man. Sometimes I get today when I got off, I finished it last night, I believe. But today I got back on and just went around in the open world just with the grapple. And the only thing that I think I had changed to the campaign mode, agree or disagree? Do you think that the grapple should be one click always with RB, and they should make a toggleable second one? Because I just find that you'll get another thing to do with instead of the grapple, but you'll use it for maybe 5 minutes and then just switch back to the grapple.
Oh, I get what you're saying. You use your other equipment, you mean?
Yeah, I feel like we should have it so that you could single tap for the grapple going around trees, and like let's just say which is the first one, the sensor. So like I'm not doing too much of a
Well, those
horrible
aren't
mess. And then
spoilers.
if you
The equipment's
yeah,
not spoilers.
and then if you double click that, I think like you should be able to pop out a sensor.
No, yeah.
Like
So
you should have it toggleable so that you could do both instead of just like having to manually switch between one, because I feel like it sort of weighs it down in a firefight, because sometimes you get the wrong like arrow direction and you pull up the wrong thing, so you'll just end up staying with the grapple after a few fights anyways, because you don't want to fear mixing it up.
I'm gonna tell you right now, as someone that played on heroic, I only used the grappling hook. I didn't bother with any of the other ones. Even when they're invisible guys, I literally stand there and I just go wide eye and look for their outlines, their invisibility outlines.
Those are the only groups that I had trouble with, was like the few
a
little
pain.
areas
It's a
when
pain
there's
to
like
switch.
yeah, it is. And the only real trouble I had in that game is, I don't know if you guys, but the two invisible elites, I find that you can only keep track of one at a time.
Yeah,
Ridiculously hard. I'd rather fight 4 hunters.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, Tom's still on the first mission over here. But Amon and I did our review. It's going up this weekend, so look for that. But spoilers, he really liked it. But we were talking about the grappling hook and like how much fun it is. And it's like, I just found myself scaling across mountains like Spider-Man. I was like, this is great. Especially, that's the first thing you should upgrade. Grappling hook, then shields. Everything else you don't really even need. Unless you're playing a legendary, because my brother used everything all the time because you kind of have to survive. But if you're playing on any of the lower difficulties, grappling hook is basically all you need. What else have you been playing, Garrett? Halo, obviously, loving it. We got our review going up.
Cyberpunk. I've been doing another playthrough of that. I know it's still a fun game to me though. It's solid. And then I recently downloaded that what's it called? Warhammer Battle Sector. It was on Game Pass. Yeah. And like the controls are really complicated, but from what I get from it, it's the equivalent of like a game version of their tabletop game. Like you could line up the little troops and like you go across, and it's all turn-based, and it's very intricate. I'm barely out of the tutorial, but it's a lot of fun so far.
Interesting. Okay. Anything else you got before we move over to Tom? I haven't played either of those, so
I played a couple indies, but I can't even think of them, so we'll move on.
Tom, what you been playing?
All right, so I'll start off with Halo Infinite.
Oh, okay.
I have not actually really been playing this game at all. I played it once on Saturday. I beat the first 2 missions where you get the AI, find out who she is, or what they named her, I guess, and then you leave the underground area and go like above ground or whatever. That's literally all I've done, and I have zero interest of actually playing this game right now.
Why? Can you just tell me why?
Yeah,
so it's just like a mood thing. I'm just not into it right now.
Okay.
I'm not really one to just like play a game just because it's out and just like go with it and just like power through it. No, it's just not going to be enjoyable for me. It's like it's Halo, but I'm also Halo's also been one of the like Halo has been one of those games for me. Like I've never finished the stories immediately. Anyways, I played the multiplayer. The multiplayer was lackluster in this one for me, so I just never bothered even. I just didn't want to touch Halo Infinite after that, really, even for the campaign.
So do you know that they put playlists in multiplayer and they've made a lot of improvements to it?
I saw that, but still not enough for me. So I'm gonna wait. I'll wait even like a couple more months before Halo's at the state where I want it to be.
Really?
Yeah, dude, it still needs a lot of work for me. It still needs a whole lot of work. But again, from what I played with the campaign, though, it was interesting. I like the grappling hook aspects of it. The graphics look beautiful, and also the cutscenes and the interactions between like Master Chief and what's the new guy's name?
Weapon. Oh, the pilot. Just call him Pilot. That's all you know. At the beginning.
That's all I know. Apparently.
That's all you know.
But pretty good interactions so far. So I'm hoping a little bit more emotional story this time around in Halo Infinite compared to last Halo. So that part keeps me hopeful. But the reason I really haven't played Halo is because I've been playing other games like Stardew Valley.
Oh my god, why?
Oh
Where's
my
my
I
where's my Game Pass and review?
I don't even need a Game Pass in. I can do that like immediately because I've played it so many times. I had so many playthroughs of Stardew Valley. This one's just me and my buddy's been playing it. We're working on his farm. We just got a chicken coop set up. We got our mushroom farm set up in the caves. We got our cows. We got cows now. We can milk them daily. Get some milk.
Oh my lord!
Sell it
Please
off.
stop. Please stop.
We can
This
we
is the
can,
best.
we can milk the cows daily.
But Stardew is so boring, says Mayday Bomber.
That's right.
Uh,
I was showing. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I don't think so. I think it's a fun game. So I feel like I have like the biggest difference of genres of games that I play outside of everyone in this podcast. I feel like everyone is more story focused or not even heavily multiplayer focused, just more story focused. Where I just play like the most random shit like Stardew Valley that has no story at all. I literally it's doing chores all day. I'm waking up, watering my plant one by one, checking on them the next day. Are they grown yet? No. Okay, let me go around the village, build some relationships. I'm gonna marry this woman now. I'm gonna build my relationship with her, ask her on a date, get rejected, try again, give her a gift she likes, and then rinse and repeat.
Do you sit beside your significant other and play this game? Does she get jealous of your 3D relationships about how much effort you put in?
Oh no, she loves Stardew as well. She plays it on the Switch.
Like, you never take me out on a date. That's her fourth one this week.
Besides that one, because I've only been playing Stardew whenever my buddy's on, since we're playing on his server. Because I'm trying to get him into it, and he's actually loving it so far. So I'm glad that getting a newbie into it, and I feel like I can do the same for you guys if you just give it a chance.
You cannot.
Besides that, since I still had like the mood of life games, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna play Stardew when my buddy's on.
Yeah,
So I've been playing a lot of My Time at Portia, and I'm sure you've seen me on that.
Is that how it's pronounced? I thought it was Portia.
They call it a Time of Portia in the game, so
I'm probably wrong.
It's
you're playing it.
pretty much Stardew Valley, but in fully 3D. It's not really farming focused, but it's still like the same kind of lifestyle game. And this one you play as a builder. I've talked about this one in the past multiple times. I'm just loving this game. My wife's also playing it on the Switch while I'm playing it on mine. I have faster loading. She has to wait a minute, between loads. So it sucks really bad.
SSD.
But yeah, I'm getting super deep into it. I want to see if I can actually finally beat the game because I never actually beat the game. There's an actual story in this one. But to get there, it's a lot of grinding and a lot of waiting, just like any of these kind of games are. But I don't mind that. It's more laid back and just chill. It's a chill kind of game for me.
So what's the new game coming from the Stardew guys? It's like a chocolate tier game. Have you seen this?
I haven't seen it. I know Concerned Ape was making a new game though. I just haven't really looked into it at all.
It basically looks like Stardew, but I think you're in charge of a chocolate factory or something.
I would buy that.
Yeah,
that's for me.
God. Oh man. Okay. Well, Tom's boring games aside, and I'm kidding, but I have also played. Shut up, Garrett. I've been playing a ton of Halo Infinite, and I mean like a ton. Like I beat the since last Wednesday. Basically played the campaign nonstop. I beat it Sunday night, I think, and then I replayed it on easy for some achievement cleanup. 11 achievements away from the 100%. The only thing that's going to keep me from the 100%, I think, is the all legendary, all skulls turned on run, because that sounds incredibly painful. Maybe when co-op comes out, maybe that's possible if they don't balance the game correctly. We will find out. But I beat the campaign. I did every side objective, everything you could do except get the skulls and legendary. So I'm basically done. And Tom, I'm going to alleviate your concerns right now. It's a very emotional story. I almost teared up at the end. It's fantastic. So I'm really excited. You missed one game you want to circle back to? Okay, all right. We'll circle back around. But other than Halo, which I've been playing multiplayer now, back into it because I think it's fantastic. The gameplay is like the best first person shooter I played in a decade, and I literally can't state that enough. They keep making improvements, adding playlists, fixing the battle pass. Like, it's great. I know they just said they're going to update the Tenrai event when it comes back around. So now anything after rank 10, they got rid of all the challenge skips and all that worthless stuff, and now it's like you can get the armor and items from the old that they were selling. So they're making improvements. Other than that, I'm going to play. Well, I'm not going. I don't want to talk about. We'll talk about that next week. I tried Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl a little bit because Garfield got added to the game. And
Does he use lasagna as a weapon?
he does use lasagna. he has a smash attack where he uses lasagna. He's all right. He's not my cup of tea, but they're making improvements to that game. They just announced crossplay is coming in Q1 of next year, which definitely will help the player base. I've been looking for a game on my PlayStation to play, and I haven't found one. It's been a struggle the last month. I keep turning it on. I keep looking at the store, and I'm like, there's nothing to play on this console. It's just sitting here collecting dust. So I tried out Vampire. Have you ever played this? Do you know what this game is?
Yeah, it's like he's like a doctor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a doctor vampire.
Yeah.
Oh, you
I
know it too,
still
Garrett?
bought it. Tell me all about it. I was on the verge of buying it. It just seemed a little bit too RPG-ish.
It's very RPG-ish and not in slow, I would say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
slow RPG.
Yes. And I got it because I was like, okay, like I'm in the mood for like an RPG. I can give this a try. And I like vampires. And I think that the story is pretty interesting. Like, I do want to know why, like how he became a vampire, like what's going to happen. But the actual gameplay is pretty bad. Like, it's very clunky. Combat does not feel good. I like the RPG elements. There's a lot of like upgrading you can do, but then you have to talk to so many people. It's the same problem I had with the Forgotten City, where like I'm spending the majority of my time in dialogue trees, and I'm just not enjoying that. So I don't know if I'm actually going to stick with it. The one thing I do like is you get the chance to go out at night and you can hunt down civilians and then kill them, and this affects like the town's health. And it'll be like healthy, but you can get to like hostile, and basically like disease will run rampant, and it's a pretty cool mechanic there. But overall, I'm not too impressed with Vampire. I think it could be better. I tried another game. What did I try? Oh, I tried some stupid JRPG. It was bottom of the barrel garbage. I don't even remember that. I think it was like Fairy Fencer F Dark something. Garbage. Absolute garbage game. I put like an hour and I was like, this game is trash. Delete.
Don't forget Among Us.
I was literally getting to that right now. And then Tom and I played some Among Us with friends of the show, Fun Speculation, aka Mav. 3-Bit was there. His wife was there. We had a whole gang going on the other night playing some Among Us.
Man, I straight murdered Kevin. He didn't see it coming.
I was fixing the reactor, and then he comes in first round. He goes to fix the reactor, and I'm like, okay, he's good. He was being a homie. So I go back, it's still going off at the beginning of the next round. I go back, he comes in, and instead of going to fix the reactor, he just comes up to me, stands behind me, and then murders me. And I was like, I've never been so betrayed. But I went up to Tom. I don't know if you saw the clip I tweeted out from our account. Is a pretty good one. So it was down to me, 3-Bit, and Mav, and I was the killer. And Mav literally had just vouched for me last round. He was like, "No, I was alone with Kevin multiple times. He could have killed me. No one was around. He had my back." And I was like, I got out of explaining like why I looked in electrical the way I did. I was like, oh, because I thought there was a body up there. Yeah, it was master of the craft right there and lying. So then the round begins, and we had just voted out an innocent person. Shout out to C Unit over there at lordsofgaming.net. So me and 3-Bit and Mav are standing around the table, and we're all just looking at each other. And I'm like, okay, they want to call an emergency meeting. So what I do is I wait a few seconds, then I call the reactor, and we all just like shuffle back and forth. But then me and 3-Bit go off, and we're like, all right, we're gonna get it. So he's like, it's Mav, like it's gotta be Mav. So I'm watching the countdown start going down, and instead of going to fix it, I stand behind him. And he's like, what are you doing? And I was like, I hate to do this to you. Like I never wanted it to end this way. And then instead of killing him, I let the reactor go off. So I get the achievement, obviously, me being who I am. And then I laugh maniacally like a madman for a few minutes. I sound like a straight up supervillain. If you want to go check the Twitter for this clip. But Mav, oh my God, he was 3-Bit so sad. He was like, I knew what was gonna happen after you started talking. Because I broke the no talking rule, because I was like, I win. I'm gonna gloat here. But it's funny because like the stream is from Mav's perspective, so he's trying after he hears me start talking to come and fix it, and he walks in the room just as the game ends. And I was like, so close, yet so far. Man, that game is just fun.
Yeah, it's cool.
That game's fun, Lion, and I'm glad that you came and played, Tom. That was a good time. Hopefully we can have another little group play of Among Us, because it's really is a lot of fun. And when you get a group and you can talk to each other, and then you have his daughter with the text to speech. That was hilarious.
Oh yeah, that was random. I didn't even know you can do that on Xbox. So
I didn't know you could do that either. But yeah, that's all I've been playing. I was gonna play Alan Wake, because Alan Wake 2, I was like, okay, I'll play through Alan Wake. I thought it was on Game Pass. It's not on Game Pass, so I don't know. I'll have to buy the remastered version at some point, waiting for a sale.
Yeah, I think it's just American Nightmare on Game Pass.
Yeah, I saw that, and I was like, I swore the first one was on there, but guess it isn't. And then for some reason, I had it in my head, I was like, it's an EA title. I'm like, it's not an EA title. I don't know why I thought that. That's all I got. That's all I've been playing this week. Was Among Us the game you wanted me to circle back around to you on, Tom?
No, I forgot. There's actually a completely
one.
different game that I bought, and I've been playing it. So I bought Battlefield 2042 finally. So last time when I was playing it off the 10-hour free trial, and I just was hesitant with the game. I really did not want to buy this game. And then I saw it was $30 at GameStop. And then I used my $20 off certificate at GameStop. And I bought Battlefield 2042 for $10.
Okay, that's a pretty good deal.
And I feel good with that purchase. And I would have spent $70 on it, because I've been playing it so much in the last couple of days. I'm loving the progression in the game. There is still quite a bit of issues with this game, like technically, that I have no idea how EA or DICE constantly, every Battlefield release, they let so much trash and bad like glitches come through the game immediately. But this game, actually, I'm hopeful for this game. Really hopeful. Actually, way more hopeful in this game than on Halo. Just because it has a much better foundation. It is not trying to build around what they've already had in place for like Halo. There's actual progression in this game. I actually can unlock stuff. I have challenges I can progress to do for each individual hero I want, and actually, unlock and customize the character how I want them to be. I'm appreciating this game so much so far. I will play a lot more. It's really fun.
You're a man with some takes this episode. Tell you what.
How
honestly, I'm surprised like you guys don't feel the same way. Like I go to the Halo subreddit and I see it. I see it being really mixed as well. Like I feel like there's a lot of people who agree with me, and just like I feel like it's justified. And I'll see the other side of things as well. But it's like
I agree that the multiplayer came out hot garbage, but it did come out early and like in its weird half-baked function. Well, it just seemed, I don't know, could have been more flushed out. But like the campaign, it's amazing.
Yeah. Not talking about the campaign. If we're just going to multiplayer, you guys are being incredibly harsh on the multiplayer. Did it come out in the initial form? progression was literally the main issue.
I
They
felt that
fixed the
it
progression.
came out and it felt
They did not
good.
fix the progression because
They
the
have
progression
totally
is
fixed
still
the progression.
the progression is
I
still
didn't-
locked behind a battle pass system.
Bro,
Progression wasn't
Dude.
my thing. It was the custom game modes. Like, you could still set up a base infection before Forge comes out, or like some of the funner ones just on the maps that are there. You
Okay,
can still have a lot of fun with that. It's just they came out and it was very limited.
custom games, yes, I will agree. They a lot of work to do there. I think we play Halo for different reasons, though. Like I'm playing Halo to play like this is my multiplayer shooter, because it's like the only one I actually enjoy playing.
I love competitive shooters, so that's why I only play this game in ranked. But I also love actual progression in terms of like customization, and not through a battle pass system where I have to feel like I'm getting leveling up. Give me a challenge to progress through. Get 1,000 kills, get 1,000 assists, stuff like that, where I can get whatever it can be. But
There are challenges.
I'd rather have stuff like I saw they added weekly challenges recently.
Yeah, there's tons of weeklies now. It's like play 2 Slayer games, play 2 Capture the Flag games, get 6 kills with the Mangler.
Yeah, and you got like specific skins and stuff. But I feel like they really screwed up with this game regardless, because I feel like they could have the battle pass but still have given us like a base amount of stuff that we can unlock throughout the way. Call of Duty does this still, and Activision's one of the most greediest companies I know, and they still have their battle pass as well on top of that. So they could have done best of both worlds, but they chose not to, and I blame Microsoft on this. I blame 343. They've done a terrible job on Halo 5 with the battle card system as well. I have zero hope with this game in terms of actual fully progression.
Okay.
Well, mine's better than that. I think it can improve, but
I think it is improving. I think it is improving. They were like, we're not gonna have a Slayer playlist until after the holidays, and it's in the game right now because they're clearly busting their butt over there to get this.
It could have been there from the very beginning, though.
I could already see it like the day it came out and like people started to comment on it. You just see like the main guy in his office get like some red phone call starts ringing. He's like, "Oh no, it's Phil."
They're just
everybody's working this weekend.
They're just listen. I think. Do I like customization? Yes, I'm rocking the samurai armor because it's sweet. I do think that there's still improvement to be made. Like I would like to just unlock more armors instead of like outside the events and make it easier. And then every color should be on everything. But ultimately, like it's a first-person shooter. I don't see my guy. Like it's not that big of a deal to me personally. I know other people don't agree. And I think Mayday Bomber is he's agreeing with me. Why can't you just play a game for fun? Needing challenges is such a weird mindset. The argument's like saying you don't find games fun outside of the fake carrots on the stick. Not saying multiplayer is perfect, but they are making changes and they're doing them fairly quickly. That's basically how I feel. That I would echo those statements.
My thing's not with progression; it's just with custom games.
That's fine, Garrett.
I mean, I agree with the custom games too aspect. This game did not come out as it should have. We're still missing Forge. We're still missing co-op. I'm not going to forgive or give 343 a pass because it's Halo. This game should not have released this year. It should have released in a full form or not at all. At this point, I don't even want to touch this damn game. It doesn't have co-op. I can't play with my friends. There's no Forge. And the main reason I played Halo, besides like competitive, like ranked, is the custom lobbies, which is not even here. There's no server browser, and there's probably not going to be a server browser until we have like Forge to actually like fully support and ground the system. So yeah, this game shouldn't have released yet, and I get why people are liking it. Like, oh, they're getting a fix. It's Halo. It's on Game Pass day one. Everyone's enjoying it. But if you bought this game for $60, would you be saying the same thing?
Well worth it. I would have paid $60 for the campaign.
Just
100%. Yeah, throw multiplayer. The campaign is worth $60 to me. I put 25 hours into it. That's well worth $60 to me.
I don't know. I can't.
Like, I get
like there's so many newer multiplayer games that came out like in a much more grounded structure in the last recent years. For example, Valorant came out really well. And what was the other one? It's like a third-person Valorant, pretty much. You know which one I'm talking about, Garrett? It's free to play.
Nah, I don't do too many free to plays. I still play like Realm Royale, and they haven't updated that game in forever.
Well, what I'm saying is like in terms of free to play, this game has done the most terrible job in terms of what I've seen that's already been out there for what you can do. And I'm not impressed, and it does not make me hopeful for the future with 343. I've lost hope in them years ago, and I'm sure the campaign's fine, but I can't.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
You're entitled to your opinion. I'll be over here enjoying my Halo.
Yeah.
You can wait, but I do feel I do feel confident that they are making the changes, and that like if you come to this game in a year, I would hope that you would be like, okay, this is an amazing experience now. Personally, for me, as disappointed as the only thing I'm really disappointed about at this current moment is co-op not being there. Like I would love to do legendary with my friends right now. Everything else, like I'm good where the game is at the moment.
You like not having like a stat sheet where you can go back to and seeing
Yeah,
how much.
I don't care about that.
See, you and me play for two completely different reasons. Like I would love to see like a full stat record listed of what I can do. And they've done this really good in old previous ones, like on Halo Waypoint. They have everything broken down, heat maps and everything. I love that kind of stuff. This game is just lacking all of features that previous games had, and just aggravates me.
Yeah, I hear you. I think I care less about the stat sheets because in every other, maybe in this one is different, but in every other Halo, I go in there and then I just get sad when I look at my stats. I was like, wow, I was really bad. Like in this one, I don't think I'm that bad in this one. At least I don't ever feel like I get absolutely demolished. But okay, we're gonna move past Halo because 30 minutes in, we got a show to do, boys. So we're gonna go. We're gonna have our little segue here. So let's grab some books from the library and listen while I tell you this week's stories. And let me tell you, it's the holidays, and I expect this to continue for a little bit because stories are hard to come by. But story number one is we're going to do a Game Awards recap. And before I get into what I'm actually going to say, I have a little announcement here. I went back and I listened to our predictions episode, and I tallied up who got what right and who actually won. So here we go. And it's good. You know, Amon didn't do the predictions with us, and he's not here, so it doesn't matter.
I got last place for sure.
The only thing Amon needs to know is that he owes me Toy Story 3 $5 on Xbox right now. I'll expect it. Gift it to me. That was our bet.
You can't gift in between countries. We've already went over this. You two can gift to each other, but that's it.
Is that it? Really?
Yeah.
What if he changes his region?
I actually no, it doesn't work if you change regions either. Well, it does if but then he has to go buy an American card.
Oh my God. Okay. New plan.
Yeah.
Amon, you're Venmoing me $5.30 whatever cents.
All right, but now he has to do currency exchange, and then he has to pay the rates on that.
Currency exchange. This is an obligation now.
Oh my Lord. He made the bet. All right. It was Toy Story 3 or Sonic Colors Ultimate. Both of them are on sale right now. Toy Story 3 is $5. Sonic is $30. Okay. Which one is it gonna be? But our predictions. Tom, you managed to get a total of 2 categories correct. Garrett, you managed to get a total of 5 categories
really?
correct.
Wow, nice.
Yes.
And myself,
it was you.
managed to get a total of 10 categories correct.
Out of 12, right? How many categories was there?
I don't know. There's I thought there was 30 categories, but we didn't do all of them. We cut out maybe probably half of them.
Yeah, we cut out half. So yeah.
So 15-ish probably we did our predictions on. So let me tell you, I know I was saying it during the show, but I know what the people are voting for. The only ones
I don't know. You must be friends with insiders. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
The only ones I wasn't getting was where I guess Psychonauts 2, and they were like, we're going to give it to Deathloop.
Yeah, that didn't make sense to me.
Right.
Which one was for that again?
A lot, best narrative, best art direction, or best art design, or whatever.
No, Deathloop did not win best narrative.
I think it did.
No,
Life is Strange won best narrative. It might
okay, it's dude, that game's a circle. It's literally
Deathloop won 2 awards though.
Deathloop definitely won the art one though, because I was like, that's nonsense. Psychonauts got snubbed for sure. King Arthur, what up? Welcome to the show. Glad to have you. We're just going to go over the Game Awards. We had a nice 30-minute discussion on what we're playing and how Tom hates Halo. So you can check that out. Despises, some would say. Yes. He says the game should never have been released.
Yeah,
Whoa. In its current state.
In its current state.
But guys, story number 1, the Game Awards, which we live reacted to last week. If you want to go catch our 3.5-hour show,
ridiculously long. I sat through most of that.
Ridiculously long. But guys, now that we've taken the week to get more information about some titles, I know that I'm the king of predictions. Past our initial reactions, what were your favorite announcements and takeaways from the show? Tom, I'm going to start with you. What did you, looking back, what did you really like? Okay, that's an exciting announcement. And how do you feel about it? Because I know I did a one-word thing at the end of last week's live stream, but how are you feeling 1 week removed?
Man, Alan Wake 2. I feel like that's the biggest announcement for me that I'm like most excited for.
Mm-hmm.
Alan Wake, I never finished American Nightmare, but I did beat the original Alan Wake, and I'm excited for this one. I can't wait to see what Remedy pulls out with this game and how they interconnect it with their other worlds like Max Payne and Control. I want to see more direct cameos. Like I think you mentioned it last week. You want to see a bigger connection.
Yeah.
I'm just interested in, and they said this one's going to be more like a survival horror game. So I want to get scared. I want to play this game and be on my toes all the time. So I'm really excited to see what Remedy does with this one.
Yeah. Alan Wake 2 is on my list as well for biggest and not like exciting things. Like I said, it got me excited enough that I'm trying to go play the original Alan Wake, which I probably will get the remaster for at some point now that I can't play the 360 version. It being survival horror definitely puts me off a little bit because I'm a coward and I don't play those types of games. I couldn't even get through Prey the entire way.
You should play Alien Isolation. You'll love it.
No, I won't. I won't play that. But no, Alan Wake 2 is a huge announcement. One that we knew about, like it was rumored like a year ago because I remember we did a podcast on it. But it's just exciting, and I think that trailer is pretty well done. Like it's kind of obvious what it is, but then you get the close up, and it looks really good. Garrett, what was your big takeaway from the Game Awards last week? An announcement you want to talk about? Overall feelings, because you weren't on the live stream.
Yeah, I wasn't on the show. I watched it with like through your guys's live stream, and like I don't know, it was a decent show. I wanted more, but did you guys try that tech test yet?
The Matrix, yes,
the Matrix.
I did.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys did. I want to hear about this.
That actually turns out to be one of my favorite things from the show. So like Hellblade was cool, Alan Wake, sweet, awesome, love all that. But like actually like the tech test, like there's some crazy technology going into that stuff.
Yeah, dude.
And like
Unreal
actually
Engine
like
5 is
seeing
crazy.
what's going on, and like you could go through like the different like what's going on, different depths, time of day and whatnot. And when they're doing like the initial little video, it's like showing you sort of what the polygon, like they had like a whole bunch of different things. And I was like, ooh, wow, I can't remember any of the words now. I'm just a regular old person. But like population density, vehicle density, vehicles driving and whatnot, it all felt really, really good.
So you,
and like I don't know.
You played it too, Tom? You played the demo?
Yeah, and I was super impressed by the entire tech demo. It has me looking forward to like Unreal Engine 5 even more at this point. Like I can't wait to see like the first full reveal of an Unreal Engine 5 game, because these games they're gonna be pushing like the actual boundaries in terms of like actual gameplay, the amount of details. The fact that they were able to squeeze in this entire massive world that we can see from like flying up, and just still like being able to see like so much of the details and not lagging. And by the way, a lot of it was apparently done fully generated by the system itself.
Yeah,
that most of that entire city. So it's great. That's crazy that the engine is able to populate so much of that stuff like organically on its own.
Mm-hmm.
It's just gonna make game design so much easier. I can't wait to see more from this engine. But dude, the visuals, the character models looked fantastic as well. They look super realistic.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've watched a few clips of it and I was like, this looks amazing. Did you try the ray tracing, or you can toggle on and off the system ray tracing?
I didn't even know that was a thing.
I'm pretty sure that's a thing. I heard people talking about it.
It might be a thing on PC. I don't think
Mm.
this one had ray tracing. I think it was just fully based off the global illumination systems.
Okay, maybe it is the PC, but yeah, this looked phenomenal. Afterwards, I know everyone started freaking out about it, about all the things you can do with Unreal Engine 5. And Tom, you were over there saying, I can't wait for the first Unreal Engine 5 game, Hellblade 2, built on Unreal Engine 5.
Damn, I guess I have to be excited for that one, right? And I was just talking crap about it last week about the big baby and stuff. And we saw.
Hold up, you were talking crap?
Yeah, we're like, what the hell is this big baby just crawling around? And then you were like, oh, it's from the first game. I was like, oh, okay.
It's a phenomenal. You never
I never beat. I told you I've never beat Hellblade. I just had no interest.
Bro, it's like 6 hours.
It can be 6 hours, but I just wasn't like, I thought the combat was bad and I didn't want to play it.
It's a narrative game, though. You don't need. Listen, I have faith. Okay, check this one. I think you'll like the actress that plays Senua has done 2 years of combat training with like special. Like, I think they're gonna make combat way better in this game.
I would hope so, because that was the only thing holding me back.
Yeah,
and it was kind of spooky at times, hearing voices in my ears. But
yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. Coming off the Game Awards a week later, I'm still very much of the opinion that this wasn't a great show. I think overall the announcements were pretty lackluster. I think that the awards were pushed aside for, like, how many times did we see Jeff get up there and literally be like, and the nominees are, and then stare at the screen while the nominee is on the side, and then he goes, and the winner is Forza Horizon 5 or whatever he said. Like, that happened for the majority of the awards. There were like 3 awards where people actually got to go up on stage, and then when they got up on stage, they were like, you got 20 seconds, move it along. Even
come on, we need time for the orchestra. Go.
We need the orchestra. We need those Google Play ads. Like, let's move it along. Joseph Ferris, I felt so bad because It Takes Two surprises everyone, wins the Game of the Year award. He gets up there, he wants to give a speech, clearly. He's flustered, and they're like, you got 30 seconds, and then we're kicking you off the stage. Like, what is the point of the Game Awards if you're not actually going to let the awards be the point of the show?
At least the Game of the Year award, give the dude some time.
Yeah,
you're literally closing out the show, and there's no time restrictions. You're doing this, like, you're live streaming this thing.
Right?
Relax.
That's where I'm like, do they have to pay to rent out the building? Like, who's going to care if you go 5 minutes over, Jeff? Let people actually get their speeches in, thank who they got to thank. I wasn't happy with that. I would like to see more celebration, but also the show needs to be like half as long at most next year. It's way too much going on.
Ridiculous. Cut out the musical numbers. Give us an award.
We didn't need Imagine Dragon
award.
Well, we never need Imagine Dragon.
Did not need any of that extra stuff.
The only musical award that should happen is the Game of the Year medley at the end, where they have the orchestra play, because that's supposed to be like celebrating the games of the year. That's fine. Yeah. That one makes sense. Why do I need Imagine Dragons? Why do I need Sting opening the show? You don't need these things. Cut them out. The ads, way too much. They were oppressive and overbearing.
I don't know about you, but the Final Fantasy 14 Grubhub app, it made me want to get Grubhub.
Lord Cognito actually ordered Grubhub during his live react. It got there before. I think he was saying something. I heard him talking about it. But there were a few good announcements. Hellblade 2 obviously being the major one for me, which kicked off the show and gave me a false sense of like excitement that like, oh, the show's gonna be dope. And it wasn't. Hellblade 2 looks absolutely phenomenal. I literally cannot believe that game is real the way it looks. I'm like, and I saw people being like, that wasn't gameplay, even though they said it was 100% gameplay. You can see the transitions from cinematic to gameplay. Like, you would see a little stutter, or not, I wouldn't say stutter, but you can see the transition. And if you played Hellblade 1, you know exactly when the gameplay is happening in that trailer.
Were these PlayStation guys?
Maybe. I don't know. Probably probably toxic fanboys. I saw some people saying it looked last gen still, and I was like, you need your eyes checked. That game is the most beautiful thing I ever seen in my life. Probably watch it
Beautiful.
on
The
there.
only thing that I would have changed is I wish they put more trees on the background, because that was the biggest argument that I saw online. Is everyone was like, all that they had to do was a rock face with the sun from one direction and
Well,
like 6 people and a
that's
giant
arguing about the
person.
region that they're in.
It's Hellblade. It takes
Yeah.
place in what? It's a Nordic
Yeah,
area. What are they talking
Well,
about?
but there's still trees in the Nordic areas.
Listen, if you play the first game, you know it's dark and dreary and like
Yeah.
that's the
No, that
that's
was
the
just the
style.
biggest argument that I saw online. And even like from the little bit that I played on number one, it was like dreary, but like you could have added swamp or something in the background just to shut the kids up.
I don't need any of that. But I have some other highlights. We already talked about Alan Wake, a Plague Tale Requiem, probably Hellblade, and a Plague Tale Requiem. Probably my most two excited games anticipated. And the fact that a Plague Tale is coming early next year, day one Game Pass, like I absolutely cannot wait. There's a big thread on the Xbox subreddit today about Plague Tale Innocence. Someone being like, does this game get better? And then like half the people are trashing it, half are saying it's a masterpiece. I didn't realize this game was so divisive. Like I absolutely adore this game.
I didn't like it either.
You didn't like it?
No,
I never played it.
It's one of those same things. Like it's in the same boat as Hellblade for me. Their narrative was obviously the main focus, but once I got into the actual gameplay aspect and the combat, I was like, okay, this is stupid again. I got a sling. That's it.
No,
Pretty much.
See, the more you play, you get more options. And I try. People are like, it holds your hand, and I was like, it doesn't. Like the first areas maybe like because you can only really sneak past people and then occasionally kill them by hitting them in the head with a rock with your sling. But the more you play, you get like potions where you could sneak up and like knock people out. You can distract them. You just like it opens up more gameplay elements as you go on. But I just love the story and the characters. Like clearly, like I'm the story guy. I will look past bad gameplay, even though I think the gameplay is good for the most part. Wow, Tom, I didn't know you didn't like Plague Tale.
Yeah, I feel like it's just lazy gameplay design, honestly. Whenever they just like, if I have to get 6 hours into the game for the combat to start getting good, then there's a fundamental issue with the gameplay. So I'd rather not even play it. King Arthur, Wonder Woman when it comes to Xbox, if it comes to Xbox.
That's a good shout.
I wonder if it does. Hopefully,
they didn't announce any platforms yet in the trailer. I think it was Cog who was talking about how he's heard rumblings that Xbox is trying to negotiate some exclusivity for this one. I think he said that on Defining Duke. So that'd be dope. But a Plague Tale. All right. I'm just saying, if Naughty Dog made this game, everyone would be freaking out.
But Naughty Dog has good gameplay.
No, they don't. Naughty Dog is awful gameplay. Uncharted is garbage.
No, it's not. Uncharted is amazing.
Uncharted is straight trash. Gameplay. Last of Us 1, good story, awful gameplay. Last of Us 2 has good gameplay, depending on how you feel about the story. But I'm neither here nor there. But no, oh my God. I can't. A Plague Tale. I love it. I love it. Master top 2 of last generation. Hellblade and Plague Tale right there for me. And my last one, which I initially had a negative reaction to, but I've since come around, is Sonic Frontiers. I don't know what's going on. I'm on some sort of like Sonic hype right now. I want to play a Sonic game. And the more I thought about this one, I was like, you know what? Open world makes sense. Like, as long as they don't put a bunch of little stupid obstacles. Like, if I'm running at top speed and then a little pebble stops me, that would be annoying. But if they give you wide open areas to run through and like actual gameplay mechanics to do in the open world, I can get down with this. I'm definitely going to give it a try, I think.
Sonic movie looks cool.
I didn't see the first one. I still got to watch the first one.
That's really the only, it's like the best gameplay, best video game movie I've seen. Yes, Uncharted 1 gameplay is legit bad. Mayday Bomber. I agree with that one. That one was bad. From there moving forward, though, it's greatness.
I don't know about greatness.
I don't know. And Uncharted 1 wasn't rated highly either. So it wasn't like they were saying that was game of the year when that one came out.
Well, guys.
Dune Spice Wars. I'm excited for that one.
No. What?
Dude, it's another 4X grand strategy game. I imagine it's gonna be like in the realm of what Stellaris does, or Heart of Iron, but in the Doom
No, I
universe.
agree with him a little bit. And if we're talking about like the fringe games, there was that. What was that clockwork building game that sort of looked like Conan, but not really?
Yeah, the survival game, right?
Nightingale?
Yeah,
Nightingale or something?
Nightingale. Yes,
yeah,
yes,
You
yes.
said in the chat that you were looking forward to this one.
Yeah,
I was like, this game
I would
looks-
play that.
Uh,
I would play the hell out of that.
I think I said that was a Garrett game when I was
Yeah, you
when we
did.
were reacting
You
to it.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, this is the opposite of anything I ever want to play.
It's all right. Me and Garrett will play that one whenever it comes out.
Oh yeah.
I was actually interested in that one. The Cuphead DLC looks really neat.
It's too hard for me to play.
Just get better.
I got through most of the game. Like I just never like on those types of games like Bloodborne. What was the
Dark
other
Souls,
one?
Sekiro.
Yeah, but it starts with an A. It's the
A.
robot one.
The robot one.
Can you explain what is this?
You cut
robot?
off piece. You cut off. Everybody gets exosuits to keep up with machines. The exosuits go haywire and take over the humans, and you gotta like chop off. Like, let's say if you wanted the armor from one of the bad guys' left arms, you had to actually like cleave off the left arm to get it onto.
I think I know what you're talking about. That's like a Souls-like game, right?
Yeah, it's like a Souls-like game. That entire
Yeah.
genre, and like Cuphead included, I always get like 3/4 way through, and there's always like every one of my games. I bet you I could load up 5 of them right now, and I'm 3/4 way through the game at a boss.
You always get stuck. You always get stuck.
I always get stuck, and it's just like after 4 hours, it's like no, fuck it, not gonna do it, and I'm done.
That's fair. That's fair. Guys, before we move on to the Game Awards, I just want a little quick blurb. How would you fix it for next year?
Definitely shorten it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
agreed.
Honestly, in terms of speeches, there's a lot of smaller words I can care less about, and I don't want to see. Like last year, they spent too much time with the Among Us developers. That was the most boring thing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like last year we actually had longer speeches. This year we didn't because it was actually live, and we just had way more music. Cut the music out. We don't need that. It's a video game award.
Agreed.
Also, Jeff, whenever you put your world premieres, how about you put world premieres of games that we actually have never seen before, instead of giving us a new
that
trailer,
was annoying
giving
me
us
too.
a
I was
new
gonna
trailer
comment
and just
that.
throwing world premieres stupid. Like if you're gonna say you're gonna show us a trailer,
Somerville,
because
right?
like technically, like I see it from their side because I could see some guys in a boarding room, and I could definitely like see how it sounds good from their end. It's like, well, yeah, guys, it's world premiere because it gets people excited when they see it, and it's the first time the world is seeing this content.
Yeah, I think they can
That's
get away
what they're
with
doing.
saying,
That's how exactly what they're doing. It's the first time the world is seeing the content, not the game itself.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, I think they get away with world premiere because they haven't seen this trailer before, like Somerville. Like some of those shots are from the old
It's
one,
just
but it's
ridiculous.
it's bad. They need.
You
they
haven't
need to
seen
fix
the
that.
director's edit of the same trailer.
And maybe next and Jeff, maybe next time, don't hype it up so much. If you say there's 4 Elden Ring size announcements, maybe have 4 Elden Ring size announcements.
Well,
then again, like, didn't he make
Was
most of
there?
his money off of E3 that blew up? Like, is it like, what is his like other big notable things?
What were
Because to me, he's just the E3 guy.
No, he used to be. He's been in the industry so long. He used to have a lot of G4. Like he was on G4, hosted a lot of shows. Jeff's, by all accounts, Jeff is a great guy and he means well, clearly. But
He means well, but just like
not
maybe
it.
it's just like he's going through his like midlife crisis phase where moderate activities during the day are high profile activities now. Like maybe these are just relevant to him. I don't know. I'm just riffing. But
he's in the new Xbox documentary, so see some more of him.
Okay.
All right. So as far as like the reveals that were like Hellblade or not Elden Ring sized,
Yeah.
I mean there was
Wonder
Hellblade
Woman.
2, Wonder Woman, Star
Wonder
Wars
Woman?
Eclipse.
Yeah,
Wonder
Star
Woman,
Wars Eclipse.
Star Wars. I don't count
put
Hellblade because we saw
superhero
Hellblade
games on that
before.
level
So
though.
I honestly
like-
I have three.
Okay.
Just the 3 I mentioned. Just the Star Wars Eclipse, Wonder Woman, and Alan Wake 2.
Alan Wake 2. Yeah, and they were all they're back to back at the start of the show.
I can
Yeah.
see some people maybe throwing Dune Spice Wars in there.
I think that Arc Raiders thing at the end was supposed to be like a big announcement. And like I saw it and I was like, this game looks awful.
Yeah, but that game's already on a PC and it's been out for like over a
Is
year. Yeah, it's out in Korea right now. It's not out in
that's-
America yet. So
Oh.
I don't really think so.
I don't why like they hyped that up. They were like, this is our last big announcement. And I was like, this is a pretty weak announcement to end on, in my
It was
opinion.
called Arc Raiders, you said, right?
I
Let me make
think
sure I'm thinking of the
so.
same game. Arc.
It was that co-op PvE game.
I
I thought that's what it was called. I thought it was Arc Raiders.
honestly have no idea.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was, but that didn't blow me away. I think it just needs to be shorter. Get rid of some of the ads. You listen. He's over there being like, we have millions upon millions of viewers. Okay, if you have that many viewers, that means you get to name your price for people that want ads. You don't have to accept every single ad that comes in. Like
All the Game Pass ads. God, so many Game Pass ads. I didn't need all that either.
I didn't see one person talking about being like, I claimed one of the codes. Like,
Oh yeah, like what the heck was that all about?
Yeah, what?
Here's
the
1,000
hell?
codes. Boom. Go.
it's
By the way,
cool.
They're all on
like,
Game Pass anyway, so it doesn't freaking
I
matter.
felt like we were in an Oprah episode for a second. I was like, is
You
this
get a
going to be
code,
like
you
what it's
get a
going to be like
code.
in the future? Like, just like
Xbox just handing out codes for random stuff. I don't know. I mean, they already hand out codes every week with free code Friday or whatever that Major Nelson does. They give away like games every week, so it's not
Oh,
unheard
really?
of. Yeah, I think it's just for good publicity, obviously. But yeah, I think we're all in agreement about how to fix the show for next year. So we can move on to story number 2, and I'm pulling from Zachary Body at Windows Central. Microsoft is testing a quote just for you discount on the Xbox Store. So a new special discount in the Microsoft Store has started to appear for certain users. If you go to the store and click search and then wait for the trending games to appear, you may be greeted with just for you discounts on select games that will not be available to other users. The just for you discounts don't appear for every user, meaning Microsoft is secretly testing a new feature with a small user base that curates discounts based on what you play. I do not have this. I checked. They are not giving me discounts on anything. I don't think I mentioned that we were going to talk about this to you guys, but seems like they're curating some discounts based on what you previously played to try to get you to buy other games. What are your feelings about this, Tom?
I mean, I look at that list all the time anyways, like games you might like. So if they throw a little discount on top of it, maybe I'm more willing to buy one. I'm not against that.
I think it's a cool feature.
yeah,
Garrett?
I think that's nifty as all hell.
Yeah, because
That's cool.
they do sales all the time, but
Yeah.
like there's a sale right now. Literally just one started. It's like countdown 2021 or whatever. I think it's for a New Year's Christmas sale. But if I can go in and just like, hey, you like RPGs, here's a discount on this game. That's pretty sweet.
I agree. I mean, I just see that as a benefit to the storefront as a whole, which they've been improving consistently for a while now.
Oh, no.
I'll check after this if I have it. Maybe I do. Maybe it's like an insider thing.
I don't
Come
think
on,
it's an
man. You got to
insider
riff
thing.
and have some fun with it. This is the new Skyrim system that they involved off of Bethesda. As you play more RPGs, you get more of a discount. This is going to be great.
It's like, hey, you want Skyrim? We got it 6 different ways. You want the 360 version? You want the
Well, you have to do it in a Khajiit voice.
We could port it to your fridge.
Yeah. You want the fridge version? Imagine if you loaded up the Xbox Store, you saw a Skyrim fridge version. Like, yeah, nothing major to say there. I did just want people to be aware. If you're listening, go to the Xbox Store, see if you got some special discounts. Maybe some games you would like are on sale. So we'll head over to story number 3, guys. And for the second time this month, we have your Game Pass update. So available now because literally every game on the list dropped today. We have and one dropped like Tuesday, but every other game dropped today. So available now, we have Among Us for Xbox and cloud. We have Ben 10 Power Trip for cloud console PC, Broken Age for cloud console PC, Firewatch for cloud console PC, The Gunk for cloud console PC, Lake for cloud console PC, Mortal Kombat 11. I was going to say Microsoft Combat. Mortal Kombat 11 cloud console PC, Paw Patrol, Mighty Pups Save Adventure Bay cloud console PC, Race with Ryan cloud console PC, Record of Lodoss War, Deed Lit in Wonder Labyrinth cloud console PC, and Transformers Battlegrounds cloud console PC. Anything sticking out to you guys there? Because I'm telling you what, I'm super excited to be done with this podcast and go play The Gunk.
Yeah, The Gunk.
That's what I was gonna say.
Firewatch, I played a bit. It's a very atmospheric, creepy, eerie game. I love it.
Cool.
Firewatch is good. Gunk is pretty much the biggest game on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's really the only game I'm really interested in. And I'll probably play.
Or go ahead.
You probably play what?
I was gonna say I'll probably play it this weekend. That's all.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it today. It's getting decent reviews, like 7s, a few 8s.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, and is it just like a Series X exclusive, or is it on Xbox One as well?
No, it's on Xbox One, and it's everything. But it looks nice from what I've seen.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be that and Among Us for me. I've already played Firewatch.
Do you play some Among Us? We can try to get a group together.
I want to try it. Like I played 2 rounds when it everyone first popularized it on the phone, and I want to try it a bit before I get my deception skill up when I come and play on the streaming big leagues.
Yeah. Listen, if we can, maybe we can hit up Mav and try to get a group together, because that was a lot of fun. But yeah, Among Us definitely gonna play. Hopefully people will actually group up for that. Excuse me. The Gunk, super excited for. I've been looking forward to this title. Man, I'm burping. Oh my god, excuse me guys if you can hear that. These games are very heavily catered towards a younger audience. And I think that is to entice parents to get their kids Game Pass for Christmas.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Get the Series S Game Pass, and the kid that's like what? How much is the Game Pass going for right now?
New people can get it for $1.
Well, the Series S.
Oh, $299.
$299. So for $300, perfectly ironically,
$301. You get a Series S and Game Pass.
Yeah, and just have all those games for the kids for the entirety of Christmas. Then by that time, you would learn about the deal online. You could get Game Pass for the next 3 years, and geez, you're set.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I will say this about Game Pass: whenever I have a kid, they're probably gonna be gamers like me because they're gonna watch. Games. I'm just gonna throw a damn Xbox for them, Game Pass, and never buy them a game.
That's right.
Walk
what
away.
Do they need?
Yeah, Game Pass for life.
if my grandma had Game Pass when I was a kid, they would have never bought me games. Yep. They would have never bought me games.
Think about how much less trouble you would have gotten in.
Yeah.
My God.
Because when I was little, and I said this when I was on the Iron Lords podcast, but I was like, Grandma, I want this game. And then she's like, all right, I got to return all these bottles of soda and whatever and try to get some money. I was like, she's like, nah, you got Game Pass. Sit your butt down, play some games. You got games. You got 500 games.
Yeah, you got all the games. If not, wait next month.
Yeah, maybe it'll be on there. It'll come eventually.
It'll come
you just
eventually.
keep waiting. You just keep waiting. She's counting her money over there.
It's great.
For real though, Game Pass. There's a lot of games on here for kids. I know Court Lalonde is super excited. His daughter loves that Paw Patrol game I saw him tweeting about. So it's definitely good, and I'm glad we're all in agreement that this is definitely the drop for the holidays for families to try to entice them.
But hey, I'm still gonna play the Gunk and Among Us. So
yeah, what'd you say, Tom?
They should have just picked up the discounts during Black Friday, but I mean, it's on them. I bought a year real cheap.
Series S is still available. It was on Amazon just sitting there like all day. So
yeah, I've seen them at Walmart. So like every time I go there now, so it's like
Series S is a pretty easy to get. So I think if they're looking for a console for your kid, it's a pretty good bet. I did want to say, leaving Game Pass, we have 3 notable games leaving: Yakuza 0, Kiwami 1, and Kiwami 2. So we used to be like, all the Yakuza games are on Game Pass. That was a big selling point, especially for Japanese fans. No,
My
they're getting rid of
Sega conspiracy is falling apart at the seams.
Well, your Sega conspiracy didn't make any sense to begin with, but
it's all on the controllers.
It's all on the controllers. That's right. And we do have one other. Oh, the Aliens Fire Team Elite came to Game Pass as well.
Yes, I saw that. That's like
we'd announced that previously.
That's like a co-op survival game, right?
Yeah, it's like it's like Left 4 Dead, but 3 people and in space.
And I checked the reviews on the store, and apparently it's like really bad.
Yeah, so I hear it's not great, but it's not like awful either.
Well, actually, I want to ask you guys' opinions on something before you move on to like stories or whatever.
I don't have any more stories. I did just want to say that
we want a game, man.
Since we're speaking about Aliens, a game similar to Left 4 Dead, and that is the Anacrucics. It was supposed to come out in the summer. It finally has a release date of January 13th. This is a Left 4 Dead inspired shooter set in space as well. That's coming directly into Game Pass January 13th. So we already have a title for next month.
All right. So this isn't going to take up too much time, hopefully.
Yeah.
So I tend to look at the Xbox store reviews a lot.
Okay.
And it tends to be like, if it's a Game Pass review, like release game, the game gets a disgustingly low reviews because everyone's just reviewing it. And they're just picking it up, downloading it, trying it without really having any full interest in this game. And just giving it bad reviews. That's what I feel like. I feel like that there should be like a separate review system for like if it's on Game Pass and have like a separate one for actual purchased. Like I feel like there's a huge difference there. If you've purchased the game, you're obviously more invested and you've been like interested in that game for a while, or you've maybe read up on it, so you're more willing to actually give it a try and give it like a positive review or a fair bad review. No. But I feel like with the implementation of Game Pass, it's like, oh, this game's trash, bad review, played it for 1 minute. You know, it's just like.
Well, I think you got your answer right there. You just said it. I think we should put a timer on how long they play.
Steam does that. Steam shows how long you played it for.
Game that, like, when let's say, all right, Kev hates Minecraft, but whenever I invite people to the new realm, I just immediately look up how much time they played the game. Played it less than a week, couldn't care about you.
Wow.
Too new.
I think that it all comes down to how they display those reviews. I don't think they need a separate review thing, but maybe next to it it'll say like purchased or Game Pass, and then how long they actually played it for, because then people can look at that review through the specific lens and be like, okay, they bought it or they played it on Game Pass and they only played it for 5 minutes, 3 hours. Then you get a better sense of, do they actually know what they're talking about, or are they just like, this game's garbage because every game is garbage?
There was one game in particular that aggravated me. It was like probably a couple weeks ago. It was like this new fishing boat game that came out on Game Pass. I forget what it was called, but the reviews on there were just all so many 1-star reviews because people were mad that they were like, in the beginning of the game when you create your character, it says if you want to be him, her, or they, and that aggravated a huge group of people.
Really?
Yes. This is what I'm talking about. Then they need moderation to actually moderate these, because I'm not going to go through and report all of these. That's on you guys, Microsoft, to like do your job. Or like you said, maybe do a time limit. Like you have to play this game for like 3 hours at least to review this damn game. Something, because people are just like downloading these games just to bash for specific reasons.
Yeah.
And this one's like it's a little more different, but I've seen it before on other games as well, not just this one in particular. So
yeah, I mean, I see games that are genuinely awful and people just comment like so many 5 stars being like, this is the greatest game of all time. And I was like, I don't understand what's happening here.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they definitely could improve the store and the review process. That is for sure, because as you said, a certain group of people get triggered about inconsequential things like that don't affect your life at all.
Exactly. So, just choose the pronoun that you wanted and just go on with your life. You don't even have to think about it ever like anymore. Just keep playing the game. Yeah. But yeah, whatever.
Absolutely. Guys, that's all we got for the show this week. You got any closing remarks?
I'm upset now.
he got himself into it. He upset himself.
But you know what? There's some meatloaf downstairs baking after this
Ooh,
podcast. I'm gonna go
I'd
devour
be
some
more
it'll
upset.
calm you down.
Yeah.
Just
I'd be
go play
more
some Halo.
upset. Meatloaf.
I mean-
Oh, what? You don't like meatloaf?
No, never liked meatloaf.
Really?
Ah, man, you haven't had good meatloaf then.
Yeah,
gonna put some-
you gotta blend some ketchup and barbecue sauce together.
I
and
knew
put
it. I was
that
gonna
on
say you're gonna put some ketchup on that meatloaf.
it. You gotta blend it with barbecue sauce, so it's not as sweet. You gotta
I don't
make
like.
your own-
Yeah, I don't like ketchup.
You gotta
I
make
like.
like a meatloaf sauce.
Oh, you're a ketchup hater too. You know, there's a whole subreddit dedicated off people who hate ketchup.
No,
Join
I didn't
it.
know this.
Join it.
I'm gonna go look it. I'm gonna look this up. So yeah, well, some of us are gonna go
You're
have
really
more.
excited today, Tom.
Some of us are gonna go have more refined cuisine, like chicken patties and tater tots.
Really? I'm the most cultured eater tonight. I'm having chicken tortellini with a Caesar salad.
Yeah,
That's good. That's good.
That's way better than I am. Most nights I'm like tofu and rice. That's what mine is.
Oh yeah, I keep on
Yeah,
forgetting.
yeah. My chicken patties aren't real chicken. Spoiler alert. But yeah. I'm very lazy. If it takes more than 15 minutes to make, I ain't about it.
Oh man.
That's not, I
So that's how you find the time. Because I spend like 40 minutes like a day
No.
cooking, I swear.
No, when my girlfriend comes over and she's like, "You want to cook together?" It usually ends up with like me getting kicked out of the kitchen and her just
Yeah.
making the food. And she's just like,
Trip on your feet on purpose to get kicked out in half the time. But
"No, well,
I could speed run that shit.
yeah." I try to like clean up like while I'm cooking, and apparently this is like a cardinal sin. Like, don't ever try to clean up while you clean up afterwards. So I get kicked out of the kitchen, but like she likes cooking. I don't like cooking. If she wants to make the food, that's fine with me.
That works out. Yeah.
Yeah, I hate cooking. So, but guys, enough about that. Tom, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at Alpaca Tom. Maybe add me on Xbox, way too greasy. Maybe we'll set up some sort of Among Us party.
Yeah,
fun,
let's do an Among Us thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Garrett, where can they find you?
Way1G, Twitter and Xbox, and everywhere else.
And I'm the Muffin Mon. That's my Xbox gamer tag. Among Us, if you wanna come play. Twitter. Follow us at Project XTalk. Like, share, subscribe this video, and review us on Apple. Maybe if you guys give us enough, we will do some sort of little giveaway. I can probably give away an Xbox Game Pass code, but we got to get more reviews. You know, I've tried it before. Nobody's reviewing. So if you want this, give me a review. Give me a reason to do it. But until next week, we will see you guys next. Well, we won't be live next Thursday or the next 2 weeks, but we will have the podcast going up. So, got Game of the Year episode coming up in 2 weeks. So let us know your Game of the Year down below, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Peace out.